So it's not looking pretty for SoFi, guys. I gotta be honest, and the entire market's in shambles as well. We had another red day across the board today. The VIX went up 12%, oil went up, gold and silver went down. We have a lot to break down, guys, from the indices to SoFi, which again, it can't catch a break, man. And we have to break down what I'm doing in this market. So, guys, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, join my Patreon if you want to keep up with my actual portfolio updates, my trades, investments. If you want to be a part of my private Discord, that's linked down below, pinned in the comments, or go to starsurfest.com/Patreon. And now, let's dive into it, guys. So SoFi had an almost 4% red day, and it seems like each time we try and pop, we did this morning, it's met with more selling. And we can't, I guess, dog on SoFi too much. The entire market went down today, so what do we expect, right? But it saw a nice pop in the morning after the CPI data. CPI came in still hot, obviously. It's at a 3-year high, but it came down a little bit on the monthly number, month over month, both core and the headline number. So that was a bright spot, that it's not going nuts month over month on the monthly number. So maybe that caused a spike in SoFi here, but reality set in pretty quickly at about 10:30 a.m. East Coast time, as SoFi went from 1675 all the way down to 1585, pretty much where it closed. So we dropped intraday about 5% from top to bottom. And what do I mean by reality setting in? The reality is, guys, we're not getting rate cuts anytime soon. Remember earlier this year, before the Iran conflict, before all that stuff that's causing inflation to go up, oil to go up, before this year, at the end of last year, we were expecting maybe 1, 2, maybe more rate cuts this year. Now we're definitely not getting any rate cuts. In fact, rate hikes are now on the table, maybe at some point later this year in 2027, especially if oil stays elevated, if inflation stays hot, which, President Trump is literally saying that this could last through Labor Day. The Strait of Hormuz blockade, which obviously will keep inflation higher, oil prices elevated, which puts the rate cut scenario to bed even more, right? So we're not getting rate cuts anytime soon. In fact, again, rate hikes are now on the table. So the cuts are out the window. That's not good for SoFi. That's what I mean, reality setting in. And honestly, reality has been setting in. That's one of the key reasons, on top of the public offering we got a couple months ago. These are the main reasons why SoFi has not been getting any love. I guarantee you guys, well, I guess I can't guarantee anything in the stock market, but I am so confident that if we didn't get this public offering a couple months ago when the stock was at all-time highs, if we didn't get that, and if this Iran conflict never happened, pushing inflation higher, and the rate cut scenario putting it to bed, if that never happened, SoFi would be a lot higher. It would be a lot higher. Now, would it be at $40? I'm not saying that. It might not even be in the 30s anymore. But I know, in my opinion, I'm confident it would be at least $25 a share, easily. So this stock at this point, I think, is a great value if you're looking longer term, right? If you're looking at where they're going to be in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, right? I think SoFi is a great buy. I mean, look, we're at the same level we were at back in 21, I think. Yeah, at the end of 2021, we were trading right where we are now. Think about that. Think about that for a second. So long term, SoFi is a great value, but in the short term, the reality is, man, we might not be breaking out anytime soon. We might get a pop towards $20. Okay. We might get a rally to the high teens, maybe low 20s. Okay. But is that really a full breakout? It's not. We might not get a full breakout for quite some time. It might take 6 to 12 months. Who knows? You know what I mean? Because of all these things putting pressure on the stock, selling pressure, and essentially putting a cap on the stock. Again, the offering, the rate scenario, right? Inflation, everything going on. Obviously, there's a lot of competition for SoFi as well, but I don't think that is the main reason, or even a smaller reason why the stock isn't moving. So at this point, guys, I'm adding SoFi. I'm dollar cost averaging here and there in my long-term portfolio, but as a trade man, it's not looking too great at this point. And honestly, if we're looking at these charts, we almost formed the cup and handle. We tried breaking through, but we failed. And now we're back under both moving averages on the 4-hour time frame. And we actually now have a descending triangle. A descending triangle, which is not a bullish pattern. It's the opposite, right? It's bearish. If this thing takes out 1575, 1560, this descending triangle starts to play out, we might be going 14s again by the looks of it, especially if the overall market continues to get hit, which, yeah, we've been getting hit. You guys know the Qs are down as of today about 2%, another 2%. We're now down from all-time highs on the Qs about 8%, almost in correction territory. The S&P today went down, let's see here, guys, 1.5%. We closed at 725. We're now down from the highs on SPY about 5%. So it's not the end of the world. It's just a pullback. But if that continues, yeah, SoFi is going to continue to get hit. That's the reality. So in the short term, I'm not loving it based on what I'm seeing now and based on the overall environment. But again, longer term, if you have patience, if you believe in the company, the management team, which I do, I think it's a decent time to add. Continue to chip away at it, DCA, and almost forget about it, right? It's one of those stocks that it's a growth stock. It's definitely one of the best in its category, and it's just in crappy times right now. And you gotta just give it time. You gotta give it time. If you think this is gonna 10x tomorrow or next month, you're not in the right stock, right? But if you have patience, if you let it ride out, I think this could be a multi-bagger from here over the coming years. But it's not going to be overnight, like I said. So what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments. I appreciate, again, all of you guys for tuning in. You guys are you guys are awesome, man. So let's break down now quickly some other stocks that are doing well on my watch list. And a lot of these are, not a lot of these, but some of these. This one is a meme stock, guys. AMC went up 7% today, which you shouldn't be surprised. We talked about this yesterday when the stock was at $1.90. So AMC is continuing to get hot, and I know it's not 2020 anymore, guys. We're not in the meme stock era anymore, but this one's almost trading like we are. We're up a good 150% off the lows. We have a cup and handle breakout playing out on AMC. Like I said yesterday, I'll say it again. I think the stock could go mid-twos. I think we could be going 225, 250 on AMC, maybe even higher. So I like the way the momentum is, shaping up on AMC. Robinhood's another one, which it's not a meme stock, guys, obviously. Well, some might think it is. It's not. But Robinhood's shaping up very well as well. We had a 3% green day today, closed at $86, which this is exactly what I want to see during a red day. It's awesome when the overall market goes down and one of your bigger positions went up, right? Even though it's short term, it's a good feeling. It goes to show that maybe we've shaken out all the weak hands. There's not much more selling left to be had. If we had a nice green day in the midst of a decently big red day where the VIX went down, or up, 12%. I like the way Robinhood's shaping up here, guys, and we have a nice cup and handle, which if this plays out, mid-high 90s, we could be coming, dare I say, $100 plus, and Robinhood's doing this all while Bitcoin is still in a bear market. It's not doing anything. Can you imagine what Robinhood's going to do, the stock, when Bitcoin's actually going back to 80, 90, 100K plus? I mean, this stock's going to go nuts. So I'm in it. I'm positioning myself. I have been, and my average cost is right around $73 a share. So I'm sitting pretty, man. I love where I'm at, and I think there's a lot more room to go on Robinhood. So Robinhood, not a meme stock, but it's doing very well. AMC is a meme stock, right? Also doing well, which I don't own AMC, by the way. Maybe I'll trade it. We'll see. I'll keep you guys updated, especially if you're in the Patreon. But it's obviously a super high risk, but high reward play as well. Let's see what else ended up doing well today in the midst of the madness. Stocks like Netflix, Starbucks, both of those went up, which I feel like Starbucks has been stuck in the 90s for years. I mean, when's the last time Starbucks really broke through $100? Yeah, I mean, barely. It barely has over the last 3 years. On the max chart here, we can see Starbucks is pretty much at the same level it was at before COVID. So this is clearly something's going on fundamentally with Starbucks. I mean, look, I haven't checked under the hood here in years on Starbucks, but the longer term chart it's still pointing to an uptrend. In fact, we have a ascending triangle on this monthly time frame, so keep your eyes on that on Starbucks. If it somehow breaks through 110, 15, 20 with fundamentals improving, this could ultimately break out. But I'm not buying Starbucks, guys. I'm not investing in it. I'm just watching it. And let's see, what's the other one? Netflix, which I'm more inclined to invest in. Netflix had a green day, but it's still down a lot from where it was. It's still in a downtrend. Really no signs of a reversal, but we did have a nice green day. It closed at $82 a share. And honestly, man, the closer it gets to the mid 70s, the more I'm inclined to actually buy back in to Netflix. I've been watching it, looking for that re-entry, but since it's a trade, it would be a trade. I'm looking to wait for the chart to actually show a reversal, which we're nowhere near that. We're still in a downtrend, death cross under these moving averages. So we got to be patient. We got to be patient, guys. So what do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and join my Patreon if you guys want to keep up with what I'm doing, my real-time buys, how I'm navigating this market, and we post weekly portfolio updates, and you get access to my private Discord. All of that's linked down below, pinned in the comments, or go to StockSurfest.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you all in the next video.